Welcome back to Debrief. Turkey's strained ties with Germany back in the headlines tonight. The last few months have included German Chancellor Angela Merkel's questioning Turkey's commitment to democracy and Ankara suggesting that Germany's Nazi past may not be entirely over. All of that in the wake of Turkey's harsh crackdown following a failed military coup last summer. A crackdown that has led to President Tayyip Erdogan gutting public institutions, severely restricting the media, and jailing tens of thousands. Among them, a German human rights activist who is still sitting behind bars despite protests from Berlin. Today, Turkey has agreed to let German lawmakers visit its soldiers serving at an air base in Turkey in September. Ankara had rejected an earlier German request. That after Erdogan lashed out at Berlin for refusing to extradite soldiers and civilians it accuses of helping plan last summer's failed coup.
Germany is abetting terrorists. We gave them the dossiers. We gave Merkel 4,500 dossiers, but have not received an answer for a single one of them. But when there's a terrorist arrested or detained here, they tell us to give that person back.
Joining me in the studio to talk more about this is Dr. Eytan Cohen and our Middle East reporter, Mohammed Al-Qassam. Mohammed, I want to start with you. How grounded in reality are these accusations from Turkey that somehow Germany is refusing to take these so-called terrorists?
Well, keep in mind that these accusations are laid and given by the Turkish President Erdogan, who have had a very tense relationship with the German Chancellor, and this is the latest in an already tense relationship. Yesterday in his speech, he said that the Turkish government has handed in at least 4,000 files of suspects, according to the Turkish government, and they asked the German government to hand in those suspects. The German government, in turn, hasn't responded to this request, and by not responding, the Turkish president is accusing Germany of abating and assisting terrorists.
Dr. Cohen, the relationship between Germany and Turkey has really been on a downward slope for the last couple months. Do you think Europe is giving up a little bit on Turkey?
Well, since 1958, Turkey is trying to be a part of the European Union, but unfortunately we cannot see any progress. And from the Turkish point of view, European Union is a sort of a Christian club, and because of the fact that the Turks are Muslims, basically Turks cannot become a part of this union. And when we are looking at the relations between the two countries, I must say that the relations between the two countries have deteriorated severely in the aftermath of this failed coup attempt, while the Ankara administration expected a very harsh condemnation to this coup attempt. Instead, Berlin began to criticize Ankara because of this purge of journalists and human rights activists and other coup perpetrators.
Does Europe, though, have, are they standing on firm ground when they question what's happening in Turkey and their commitment to democracy when we see what's happening there?
Okay,
is it fair?
Okay, from the Turkish point of view, it's not fair, but from the European point of view, it is fair. From the Turkish point of view, the journalists are assisting the two terrorists, and they are writing some articles in order to, to support these people's claims. And from that perspective, according to the Turkish administration, these people are not journalists, but they are the agents of these terrorist organizations. But from the Western point of view, these people are basically political asylum seekers. That's why the Germans are granting them the right of asylum. And in return, as far as I understand, the Turks are using this German citizen of Turkish origin, who is a journalist right now in the Turkish prison, and another German citizen who is a human rights activist, as a trump card against these people, because Turkey wants them to be extradited back to Turkey. So we'll see.
Mohammed, there was a report in the New York Times today about funding that the EU may pull now.
I think it's in the works. I think that we're talking about more than $5 billion that are going
$5 billion.
$5.1 billion that of grants or help to the Turkish government to assist in training their prosecutors and judges. According to the man in charge of the European Union budget, it's not going to happen. This was a program that was going to last until 2020, but because of the latest development in Turkey in terms of arresting journalists and others, especially prosecutors and judges, according to the European Union, this grant will be suspended for the time being, and it will not be handed into Europe. This is another obstacle in the way or the relationship between not only one country and Turkey in Europe, but it's the entire European Union and Turkey.
If you allow me, I would like to make another point here. Another important obstacle is the presence of the German troops on the Turkish soil. For instance, approximately a month before, Germans withdrew their troops from the Incirlik air base that it is located in the southeast of Turkey. The reason was the German parliament members wanted to pay a visit to the air base, but they were not granted a permission by the Turkish authorities. And now they are relocating to Jordan. And it is another challenge for Turkey, because Turkey is now has
Even
another.
though Turkey now has granted.
Right, has granted.
Now it's another issue. Now there is also another air base in the city of Konya, and it's a NATO air base. Now, before coming to here, I just heard that the German members of parliament were granted permission to visit the NATO air base that it is located in the city of Konya. So
yes,
we're
that's
going
what
to
we were reporting on. Thank you both so much for joining me. We're going to take a quick break for an update from the i24 news desk, but when we're back...